Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today it's another trying to fix video, and in this video we're going to be trying to fix this John Lewis DAB radio. Now I bought a job lot of 10 of these for, I think it was £60 from eBay. It was up for 100. In a cheeky offer at 60, and it got accepted because I don't think there's really that much demand at the moment for DAB radios, especially when you have all your personal assistants, you know, your Alexas and Google Homes, etc., playing Spotify. But I did 2 of these already on my channel, and I personally really enjoyed them because they were sort of things that haven't been tampered with before, so I should be the first one looking inside here. And there's a nice mixture of electronics on the inside. So out of 10 of them, I just got out the first one and it was working fine, so just a bit dirty. The second one I got is this one here, and this is showing no power. So I've tried it via the power supply here and also via batteries, and it is completely dead. So I'm looking forward to doing this one. So although they're not interesting items, I think the fixes themselves might be interesting, and that's the main thing. The item itself doesn't have to be great as long as the fix is interesting. So if I plug that in there, feels a little bit, doesn't feel like a great connection, but if I turn it on here, can you see there's nothing happening? Yeah, and also when I put batteries in it, so it takes 4 AA batteries, and it's exactly the same thing. So the power switch itself feels okay. So I don't think it's going to be that, but we won't know until we take it apart and see. So yeah, apologies if you're going to find these boring, because I will be probably going through, I mean, I don't know, maybe the rest of them will all be working, but out of 10 of them, I know one's working, this one's not working, I'm sure some of the others are not going to be working. But yeah, if you just ignore the fact that the item itself might not be brilliant, it will still be nice to fault find. So for example, with this one now, it's still going to be nice to find out exactly what is wrong with the inside of it. So I'm not sure, I don't think John Lewis is in any other country. You know, I've never researched that, but John Lewis is kind of like it's a department store, but I'm not saying it's high-end like maybe, you know, Selfridges or Harrods or something, but it is kind of a high-end one for a high street shop. So they're the sort of company now that you would buy a TV from and they would give you a 5-year guarantee. So a lot of people like them because of the customer service. So they kind of, the thought is that they treat you well as a customer. And I'm thinking, especially with the TVs, normally they don't sell the really bad brands because they know they want them to last for 5 years. So if they're selling things like Sony and Panasonic, there's a good chance that those ones probably will last 5 years. So I'm hoping now, oh, that's interesting, there's no screw in that one there. So although I say these haven't been apart, maybe they have been apart. Oh, that's a bit annoying because I want it to be the first ones in here. But I'm thinking now, with these ones here, that because it's from John Lewis, that they might be slightly better quality. I mean, they've definitely got a nice finish to them. You can see it's like a, well, I don't know if you can see or not, but it's like a rubberized finish here. So the inside might be rubbish, I really don't know. But certainly the outside of them looks slightly more higher end than maybe something you would get in the supermarket. Right, so we have a bit of foam in here. There was no foam in the other ones that I did. Bit of wire is just stripped back there. That's just where the looks like it's been cut, and also it doesn't help that it's been cable tied round, but it looks like it's still intact. But anyway, that's not going to have the, that's just going to be for the speaker. That's not going to cause the fact that there's no power at all. So let's have a think about this now. We've got power going up, so there must be something under here that's dealing with the power, is there? Or are they just going straight through? So the red and black go to here, these contacts here. Oh, and they go around here. Okay. So I wonder if that big ribbon cable is for, I wonder if that's to do with the power, the big ribbon cable. And maybe this one here is to do with the speaker. Okay, let's strip it down further. Right, if you look right in there, you can see something looks like it's been burnt through. So you see this little connector where I'm tapping. Look at that there. Looks burnt there, doesn't it? Actually, this foam is annoying. Right, that's just for the bottom speaker there, so that connector shouldn't be affecting it. Right, I've just seen a screw here. I don't know whether that's the missing one from earlier. So what, there should be 6 at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the missing screw just here. Right, so they're separated there. So let's not worry about this side yet. Let's see why there's no power getting here. Thing is, it could actually be a fault on this one here, because maybe, mind you would hear the speaker. It'd be unlikely for the front display and the speaker to both go faulty. Right, so although that's burnt there, the pin inside is still intact, so that pin should be just going straight through. So that should be okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go, look. There we go, look. You see volume and power? Yeah? And look, it's loose, isn't it? In fact, that there has completely broken away. So let's see now, are these through hole? Right, so that's a contact there. Oh, this has already been tried to be repaired, look. Can you see the big blobs here? And also all the solder's missing from those ones there. Hold on a minute, how's this working here now? Yeah, so this is a double board here, this side and this side. And although we do have pins going through, they must be just to give it some kind of support. Maybe they should be bent. If I was to take a guess, I would say they should be bent over. But somebody's tried to solder them. And I don't believe they should be soldered that side. It looks like the pads this side have been ripped. Right, I think what I'm going to do is try to unsolder it and try to work out where the pads are going to, because at the moment it's slightly confusing. I'm sort of confused. I suppose the thing is, because it's quite a heavy duty switch that people are going to be pushing on and off, maybe it has to go through the board for a bit of support. It's just weird, because normally when they're through hole, they would be getting their contacts on the other side. And in this one here, can you see? Even if you look at the pads underneath there, it's they're not going anywhere, are they? Let me unsolder it all. It's always a little bit harder when somebody's been there before, because you see a big blob of solder and you don't know whether that was done by somebody or whether that was done in the factory or not. Let's try to unsolder this thing. I'm just waiting for my soldering iron to heat up. Do you know what? I should have just, obvious, isn't it? Look at this side here. So the volume side, no, not the volume, the tune and select side is intact. And if you have a look, they are just pushed through. There's no solder or anything, they're just pushed through. See, to me, that would be a better contact now if they were folded over. Do you know what I mean? Thing is, I've got to make sure they're not shorting against anything else, so that should be okay. Yeah, I would have thought that would have given it a bit more strength. So there definitely shouldn't be lumps of solder on this side here, so let's get rid of them. Right, now when I take the solder off here, it probably will damage the pads. So let's just see now. Do you know what? Maybe it would be safer to do this with wick. Excellent, that's cleaned it up nicely. Try this one. Oh, it is working. That pad's completely gone. Ooh! Yeah, there it is. It's on the bottom of here. Hope I can work out where it was supposed to go. Hope it will make more sense when I take it off, because right now I can't see where that's supposed to go to. Now I've got a feeling I'm going to be missing all these pads now as well by the time I get the solder off them. One of those pads have gone. Anyway, let's see if this is going to come out now. I just need to clean this away here. There we go. Right, okay. I should be able to work out what's happening now. So I'm just going to look through my eye loop. The only one I'm worried about is this one here, but hopefully it will make more sense. So this one looks to be okay, doesn't it? Because that just looks like it's coming down from here. This one's coming down from there, so that should be fine. This one I'm hoping is going to be maybe this big ground here, but this one here is confusing me. I don't know, let me have a look. I think it makes sense. So this is the contacts here. So you can see 3 at the bottom, 2 at the top. So this one's going to be okay. I just need to, there's a crack somewhere along here. So I just need to kind of scrape it back, get a bit of solder back on that, so that should be fine. So basically that takes this pin here through this wire to the other side. I'll show you that in a moment. This one is just connected to this big, which I presume is just a ground. Yeah. This one here is just connected to here, which I presume again is a ground. This one here takes the pin to the wire here. This takes the pin to the wire there. So that's all fine. I'm happy. I know I can get all that working. This I'm not really sure what it's for. It just looks like it joins up 3 prongs from the ground. Because if you look at it this side here, it's not actually doing anything, and it's not even connected to the one going through. So I don't know. Maybe that was if they were going to use a different switch. But this is slightly worrying. If you look over the other side now, so. Here we are. Now look, so one of the wires goes to here, so that's fine. That all looks perfect and intact. But look at the mess here. Can you see? It looks like, well, here we go. We've got a bit there. But there's a component missing as well, which I presume should be a little capacitor, which is a bit annoying. It might well work without it anyway. The resistors are in place there. I suppose I could get a reading off this one, but who's to say that this one's going to be the same as this one here? But it all just looks a little bit... It doesn't look too great. So this wire is feeding here. I'm not sure if that then should feed that. And this wire is feeding here. And again, I'm not sure if that should feed that or not. So I think originally there probably was a capacitor. I'll tell you what, let's get our multimeter. So should that one be connected to there? Yes, it should, but not this side. Oh no, it is connected. Should it be connected to that side then? Why is it connected to that side? Well, oh, because they're resistors and it's connected via the top. Hold on. So I'm not sure now what should be happening there. I think I'm just going to tap it with my soldering iron, see if I can just neaten it up a bit. Really, I probably need to put hot air on it instead. Let's just see. So try to clean that one completely. I'm going to put a bit of flux on, and hopefully the solder will stick to the solder. I mean, there might be more of these in the pack, so maybe I can unpack one and then see what's on that one there. Chances are that capacitor might be just exactly the same as the one next to it. Right, I'm just going to clean that up now and see what it looks like. I'm going to use some IPA. Oh, and that's why that got burnt there. Because they were trying to solder here and they slipped and put it in there. But again, like I said earlier, the contacts are going through to the board still. You can see the two prongs there. Alright, it all makes sense now. I was wondering how that happened. Right, so that looks a lot cleaner, doesn't it? Like it should be. Do you know what? Maybe there was never a capacitor on there. That might have been just when they put the soldering iron in and they tapped this. It might have, you know, it might have just kind of messed all this up here. But if you have a look now, if I go between here and here, it's shorting. But look, not there and not there. So the two vias are not shorting to each other, which I would expect. Now, if you look here, that's shorting because it's a track here. But not to there, but them two are. So yeah, I'm not sure if there should be anything there or not. So let's try to repair the tracks on the other side. We'll put it back together and it might well work. Even if there was supposed to be a capacitor there, again, if it's just there to kind of clean up the signal a bit, it should still work without it. But it might, maybe there was nothing there to begin with. But if, for example, I come across another one in the pack and it does have it, then I have got capacitors that look to be a similar size to this, so I can pop one in. But I don't want to pop one in if it's not supposed to be a capacitor. Right, so let's concentrate now on this side over here and let's see what I can do. So to begin with, I'm just going to scrape back using a little blade to get back to the copper here, and then I'm going to have to run wire from here to here, and then I can just solder that straight on to the switch. Now a better way would be to use a fiberglass brush. The problem is I hate using it because the little fibres just seem to really irritate my fingers. And even if I wear gloves, then they just get on the mat and then they end up getting into me. Worst case scenario, even if I ruin this completely, remember I can still run a wire through from the other side because this wire is just going to the other side of the board. So even if I rip this side off completely, I should still be able to get it to work. That one there now, but remember it was cracked already. Right, so you can see nice shiny copper in different places now. So now what I'll have to do is try to add solder to that. And I'm just going to clean up the legs of this switch as well. I'm going to use slightly thicker wire for this because the tracks there look quite thick. So I'm going to be using 0.25mm wire. I think this is 0.25. I'm just scraping it to get the enamel away because I don't need this to. It doesn't matter. They're not going to be shortened together because they're too far away. So I just want to get back to the inside wire. Right, now I'm going to try to cover that in solder, and hopefully it will make it easier to stick. Right, I'm going to try to solder this onto different parts of here now. I'm going to cut off plenty of slack because then I can kind of wrap it around the pins and stuff. Okay, so you can see now that I've got all those little tails on there and they're nice and long. So now I'm going to try to rearrange the... Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean it with IPA, then I'm going to put the switch back on. I'm going to try to sort of wrap these bits around the legs to make them nice and secure, and then I can add a bit of flux and solder them. I'm going to zoom out a bit for this. Right, I'm not going to be able to wrap these round, but what I can do is I can kind of put a kink up here around and basically get as much in contact with it as possible. Right, I'm going to put a big blob of solder on there now and then cut off the excess. Actually, before I do that, I should really bend over the things on the other side, shouldn't I? There we go, that's probably giving it more strength. There we go, that's gone on nicely. Zoom in. Now let's cut off this excess here. There we go. So now you can see it's gone around there and I've wrapped it along here and up here and around. So I'm hoping that that should be a good connection. So now we have to do something similar with this one here. There you go, you can see now that's wrapped all the way around, so let's melt some solder on that. There we go, hopefully that's done as well. Now we've got to do the same on the other side. I'll just fast forward through this. Right, so there you have it. So my only worry is that while adding heat to this, remember that heat's going to travel down the wire very quick, that I could have unsoldered it from the other pad, obviously not here, but the ones that are hidden. But saying that, they weren't getting wiggled around the place. All the wiggling was done before they were heated up, so I think I'm going to be just fine. So you can see that one there now, wrapped around here, nice, wrapped around here, nice, and the one from under here, wrapped around here, nice. This is definitely not shorting to the one next to it. Again, this one comes along, around, and this one from underneath wraps around, and nice. So I'm hoping now that that is going to be okay. So I think we'll put it back together, see if it works. If it doesn't, maybe then I can worry about that little capacitor, and then I can worry about the contacts here. But as far as I'm concerned, I think that went... I couldn't have wished for that to go any better. I was really happy with how that turned out there. I just noticed, look, this has a speaker at the back and the front. Okay. Or is that yeah, that is a speaker. So these are probably quite a bit better than my the last ones I did. Right, okay, so I'm going to put the back on, but I'm not going to screw it up just yet, because I might have to take it apart again. Just want that to go into its home. Yeah, there we go. Right, they all appear to be clicking. So now let's plug in the power adapter. Let's see if it's going to work or not. You know what, I think I've put these on the wrong one. Right, that is not coming on unless this is the wrong power adapter for it. Let's try it via the batteries. Here we go. Excellent. There it is. Right, let me have a look at this adapter now, just to see if this isn't the adapter for it, or whether it is actually faulty or not, because maybe the thing's been pushed. Maybe the thing's been pushed back. I'm going to see what other adapters came in the job lot. Right, I've also got this funky looking orange one, and can you see the pin is a lot bigger on that? So let's just make sure it's still 5 volts. Yeah, 5 volts, 1 amp. So that should be, yeah, that should be fine. Let's try this one. Let's plug that into there. Let's pop the batteries out. And now let's see if it turns on. I'm not happy with this aerial. No, so it's not coming on with the adapter. So we do have a problem. Let's just see if the adapter's working. No. So that's probably what's wrong with some of the radios, you see. Somebody probably sent them back because the adapter wasn't working. You can see there I'm on DC volts and nothing's happening. Right, so there's nothing on that one. Let's just check this one. Right, so this one is working. It's just that this is not going to be long enough to actually get in there, which is a shame. Let's see if there's any other adapters. I can't find an adapter, but what I have got is I've got this set here, which was for like a laptop power supply ages ago, like a generic charging thing. And yeah, I think from memory I just adapted it to do USB. Let's plug it in here. Now let's see if this is gonna work. I'm just gonna make sure the center pin is the positive. Yeah, it is, yeah. Right, so now that's longer, so that should fit right the way in. Here we go. There we go. Excellent. Welcome to John Lewis. Fantastic. So the adapter is working as well. Here we go. Right, so I'm just going to put it back together, and then I'm going to try and clean it up and see if I can get rid of this horrible red marker. What's going to happen is I'm going to end up wearing away the white John Lewis. Pretty awful. Do you know what? It probably looked better with the marker on it. Because what's happened is now I've taken away the layer off, the kind of rubberized layer to the plastic underneath. So I'm not going to rub that anymore, because the more I rub that, the worse it's going to get. So there it is, all finished, and the actual item itself has come up really, really nice, apart from that down the bottom there. But I'm thinking from a distance, your eye isn't going to be drawn to that as much as it would do if it had the big orange stripe. Remember the orange mark, like that mark there? So I think that, yeah, I think it looks better like that. But I don't want to scrape it anymore because I've gone through to the plastic rather than the rubberized coating. So this one here definitely looks like it is better quality than the ones I did before. It looks like it's got a speaker at the back, speaker at the front, and overall the finish just looks nicer. One thing that is annoying is if you look here, this dot is right in the middle for the station, but this one is really off. So if you look at it there, and when I turn it, you can see it's completely off. So whoever did that transfer in the factory really didn't care about what they were doing. But yeah, that is it. Again, what a lovely little fix. So an attempted repair was done on this, which made it possibly slightly harder than if it was just a natural break, because I think what's happened here is this has been dropped and then the pressure has gone onto this here, which has broken the switch away from the actual circuit board. So originally there might have only been 1 or 2 traces that would have needed repairing, or maybe I could have scraped them back and just put a little join across the fracture. But in this instance here, yeah, more work was needed, but I'm really happy, and I think that will be a lasting repair.
With us. We're doing everything we can to help keep your home.
It goes really, really nice and loud as well. So yeah, I'm happy with it. So yet again, a little DAB radio, I think, has come up with an interesting fix. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm going to have more of these in the future, and hopefully each and every one will have a unique fault to it, which should be fun. So that is it. Stay safe and take care. Bye now.